come have a seat in the Skald circle and hear a tale as told by our guest.
Me, Mr. Stitchy, with the tale of the child's coat. Once upon a time, many years ago, there was a father and his son. They were sad, and they moved to a new town, for the son's mother had passed recently. The two of them were very saddened, and they settled into their new town happily. The father, unfortunately, had to work, and so left the son alone most of his day, and the son was quite saddened, as he wished once again he had his mother with him. But without his father there, the child had no one to speak to, for he knew no one in the new town. And as the father worked, the boy walked the streets of the town during the day, attempting to find something to do, something to occupy himself. However, he couldn't find anything that would take the place of his mother in his heart. He tried working, he tried making friends, but none of it helped, for the loss of his mother was too much for him to bear. Until one day, in the middle of winter, he met a kind tailor, and the tailor looked at the boy and said, "Young boy, what's wrong? How can I help you?" And the boy looked at the tailor. He looked like a strange tailor. And the boy said, "Well, I can't find a place in this town. I'm sad, for I lost my mother." And the tailor said, "Oh, no, that's terrible! Well, you know what they say. On a winter's day, if you make a wish, it might be granted to you." And the boy thought. He looked at the tailor, and he said, I wish I could have the warm embrace of my mother on me again, for it was only in her arms that I felt safe and happy." And the tailor looked at the boy and smiled a wide grin, and he said, "Wish granted. Come back tomorrow and your wish will be fulfilled." And the boy rushed home, and he went to bed. And his father, in the morning, said, "Son, do you have anything today? Is there any part of today that you look forward to?" And the boy smiled sweetly, and he said, "Yesterday I met a friend, and today he's going to give me a present, and he says I'll feel better again." And the father smiled, for he did not fully understand what the boy was saying. But he was happy to see that the boy looked happy again, and he patted the boy on his head and said, "Boy, have a good day. I hope all your wishes come true today. I know it's been hard for us. We've both been so sad recently, and I wish that your mother would come and pat me on the head and make dinner for us again like she used to, and I could hold her in my arms as well." And the boy smiled, and he said, "I think today will be a good day, Father." The father went to work, and the boy rushed to find the tailor. He rushed all through the town until he met the tailor again at his stall. And the tailor smiled broadly, and he said, "Oh, boy, I have the perfect coat for you. Here, try it on." And the boy rushed to put the coat on, and as it slid over his arms, it made him feel so warm and so secure, and he was so happy. And he looked at the tailor, and he said, "What do I owe you?" And the tailor smiled and said, "For you, dear boy, nothing. I like bringing families together once again, and your smile warms my heart." And the boy was happy with his new coat. He thanked the tailor graciously and rushed home. But his father did not get there for many hours. The boy wandered around, for he just wanted to show the coat to his father. Day turned to dusk, and dusk turned to evening, and evening turned to night, and eventually the boy, with his arms wrapped around the coat, fell asleep in his bed waiting for his father. For the father had worked hard that day, and the father came home. He was gratified to see that his boy was there, on his bed, wrapped in the coat that he had made for him. The father smiled because the boy looked content, and he picked up the coat, and it felt so familiar in his hands, so nice, so comforting. And he reached into the coat and he hung it up, and he went to the couch and he sat himself on it, and he thought to himself, I'm happy that my boy had a good day. That coat felt so warm and familiar in my arms." And soon the father started to go to sleep. He drifted off to sleep, and he dreamed of his dear wife, and he fervently wished that she was there again. And while he was dozing, he dreamed that she came in through the door, and that she patted him on the head. He dreamed so hard that he could almost hear her voice say, "I'm here, my love." And he smiled. And then, suddenly, he awoke. He did not know why he was concerned, but he was. There was something about the coat, something about the house. He smelled food in the kitchen, yet he did not remember making any. He walked to the boy's room and looked at the coat again. It felt just like her. And he reached down, and there was a mark on the coat, a spot that he recognized because it was where the scar that his wife had on her elbow, something he always remembered. And then he heard the humming from the other room, where something was being cooked, and he looked and he realized that the coat was so familiar to him because it felt so much like her, just like her. And as he looked into the kitchen and he saw the woman standing there in the dark, he knew that he was holding his wife in his hands. And Mr. Stitchy looked in through the window, having reunited the family, and he laughed and laughed and laughed, for he had brought this family together once more. The end.
And that is the tale of the child's coat. Thank you for listening to our tale. If you enjoyed it, please consider taking a look at our Patreon page, where you can earn great rewards while also supporting us. Once again, thank you for listening to our story.